All right, hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Spoiler Alert podcast. Dylan and Ty here with way more movies than I thought there was going to be to talk about today, but we're going to jump into that. The meat of the episode is going to be Dumb Money and Slotherhouse. I think I was on the wrong side of this one. You got to see the better movie, but
Yeah.
that's a little bit of a sneak preview of what I'm going to say. But yeah, so Ty's going to do a convince you to see or not for Dumb Money. I'm going to do the same for Slotherhouse. But the big thing that really matters is Saw X finally came out. It is here, and I couldn't be more excited, Ty. So let me
I'm
just.
super excited. I can't believe I haven't seen it yet. I've been really trying to go see it, but I'm waiting.
You gotta hold out. It's a movie to see with friends.
It's the first one that I haven't seen like the week of its release in like a while, actually.
That is 100% true for me as well. I think the only one I didn't see in theater as soon as it came out was the first one, because I think I was like, what, 8,
Freaking
9?
10.
You know,
I
it's
don't
like,
even know.
we were pretty young when the first one came out, so I had to watch that one at home. Saw 2, you know what? I don't even think I saw 2 in theaters. So I think from Saw 3 onwards, it became like a birthday tradition for me.
Hell yeah, that rules.
Because they always came out around my birthday, except now. I don't know what changed, but this one is, came out this week, which is kind of close. You're 23 days off.
Yeah.
And then Spiral is the only other one that didn't come out in October. That came out in May. So I don't know what Chris Rock was thinking there, but this is a Halloween October movie, damn it.
You got that right.
So, okay. A sick and desperate John travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover that the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable. So, of course, he's going to get his revenge on them. And that lines us up perfectly for Games with Billy.
I thought I saw Billy on the goddamn sheet.
There he is. You knew it was coming. Anytime. It's a perfect opportunity. You got a Saw movie coming out, and it's perfect game time.
Got to throw Billy on there for Saw.
Speaking of which, my neighbor put up a bunch of Halloween decorations, and she makes them all herself. She carves wood and shit, paints it really nice, and she has a Billy the puppet in her yard.
That's awesome.
I'll have to send you a picture, but it's pretty sweet. I'm gonna ask if I can buy it. It's pretty cool.
I'm excited to see all the funny horror movie decorations this year.
There's some wild ones. She has like all of the big horror movie icons in there. You get a Freddy Krueger, you got a Jason, you have Michael Myers, you have who's the funny one that people like?
Art the Clown?
No, that's a good one. She doesn't have that. I should text her and be like, hey, you're missing one.
Where's Art the Clown at?
Who else the funny guy? Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is in there.
Oh, okay.
And then, man, I'm drawing a blank on a lot of them now, but she has basically all of the iconic ones you can think of.
That's awesome.
Hi, let's get into the game.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
So, we got 2 games. I figured, how often are we going to get to actually do a Saw-themed game with Billies?
Yeah, really.
So, jumped into it with 2 games here. First one, focused on the movie performance. So, my question for you is box office.
Ooh.
I'm not going to make you put them in order. There's too many. Let's just do top 3 at box office for the Saw franchise. We're going to exclude Saw X, but the whole Saw franchise, including Jigsaw and Spiral.
Ooh, okay. So excluding those ones, what about? I'm gonna say Saw 2.
So Saw 2?
Saw was I'll say Saw 2 since the first Saw was so polarizing. Everybody liked that one. Everybody couldn't wait to get the second one. What about Saw 2?
Fair enough. Saw 2 is number 2 in second place. $152,925,093 worldwide box office.
Okay, so I guess I'll just say Saw 3 then too.
Saw 3 is number 1.
Let's go. Wow. Okay.
Just a year later, $163,876,815. So about 11 million more than Saw 2.
Wow. So, what about Saw 3D? I know it's a niche pick here, but 3D, I
Yeah.
think people might have been, okay, let's see it in 3D.
So Saw 3D, also known as Saw 7, the final chapter, is number 4.
Ooh,
actually.
okay. So I'm close,
that
but
is
no cigar.
Just outside, it made $133,735,284. It also had the biggest production budget outside of Spiral.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's going to be another earlier one or if it's going to be a later one. I guess I'll say Jigsaw because that's like one of the later ones.
Jigsaw is actually number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
So
Okay.
It's it past its prime, I guess we'll call it that one. It only made 104.2 million.
Wow. Well, now I'm going to think Saw 4.
Yep, that is it. Saw 4 is here at number 3. 135,759,694. So there's about a $20 million gap between Saw 4 and Saw 2 from third place and second.
Wow.
So yeah, just to kind of read out the rest of the list here. So it goes Saw 3, Saw 2, Saw 4, Saw 3D, Saw 5, Jigsaw, Saw 6, and then Spiral. Spiral is last.
It really did shit.
It had the biggest budget as well.
That's terrible.
Yeah, insane. The
I don't think it was a bomb though, was it?
It made money.
Okay.
It made money. There was profit there, but like it only made what, 19.5 million?
Okay, so barely doubled up then.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
kind of makes sense though. Makes sense though, because if you think about it, the first one really was like, it was like one of the first movies to be so polarizing like that at the time. People were like, this movie's fucked up and gross. So then you think about 2, 3, 4, those are all right around the same time.
Right.
People couldn't wait to see some more.
And I think a lot of people outside of the like actual fans of the franchise probably didn't know Spiral was part of the Saw franchise. They thought it might have been something different.
Yeah, that's why they had to throw in Spiral from the Book of Saw.
Exactly. And it didn't start out that way.
Such a random title. But from the Book of Saw.
For funsies, you want to guess the budget of the first one.
Ooh, okay. Higher or lower than 20 million?
Oh, well, the highest budget was 20 million, so lower.
Ooh, okay, lower.
Yeah.
I'll say 3 million.
1.2.
Wow, okay.
And it made almost 101 million profit.
That's got to be up there as far as we talk about it all the time. That's got to be up there as far as like return on investment.
Yeah, 100%. And then I've just been like digging into all of the Saw statistics and everything. But this is $1 billion franchise. It has made 1.05 billion worldwide.
Wow.
So fun stuff here. Looks like Saw X is off to a hot start here. 29.3 million worldwide so far. 18 million on the opening weekend, which is, well, I guess the weekend's technically not over, but currently that is just a little over half of what the top 5 films have brought in.
Wow.
So Saw 3 had the biggest opening weekend with 33.6 million.
Jeez.
You thought it was over. You thought there was only one game, but if you've seen any of the Saw movies, they just keep coming. So part 2 of this game is going to revolve around the deaths in the movie.
Oh boy.
So I have here the number of deaths in every single film.
Oh shit.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Jigsaw and Spiral. So let's do top 3 again, and then I'll read out the list as a whole. Which movie had the most deaths?
Oh boy. This is going to be a tough one. I truly have no idea. I'm just going to be guessing here on a whim. So let's go Saw 2.
So Saw 2 had 8 total deaths. 6 of them were by a trap, though. That's the other part I added here is because not all of them were like trap based. Some people just kind of get shot or like hit by a car. There were some random ones in here that happened, but I'm going total death, and then I'll tell you how many were by a trap. So Saw 2 had 8 deaths. 6 of them were by a trap. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place.
7th place. Holy shit.
So they really started ranking up the deaths as we kind of got into it.
Okay. I might just have to go in order here. What about Saw 3?
Saw 3, while it made the most money, it had middle of the pack amount of deaths. It is in 5th place with 10 deaths.
Wow.
5 of them were due to a trap.
What about Saw 3D, the final chapter?
That is number 1.
I figured they had to crank it up for the 3D.
They had to come in for the 3D, the highest production budget outside of Spiral, 23 deaths.
Wow.
And 13 of them were by a trap.
Jeez.
Which is more than double the next one.
More than double the next one. What about Saw 5?
5 is tied for the least amount of deaths. With Saw 1, there were only 6 deaths in Saw 5, but 5 of them were due to a trap.
Okay, let's go. I already said 2 and 3, right? I said 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yes. So you got, you got 7 out already. So you have Jigsaw, 6, 4, Spiral.
Okay. What about Jigsaw then?
Jigsaw is number 2. With 16 total deaths, but only 6 of them were due to a trap, which was very annoying. You had, so to read off what has happened here, you had some dude die from heart disease. You had a dude get hanged by a barbed wire.
Ooh.
And then you had I don't know what. Oh, the dude gets his throat slit by one of the police officers, and then everyone else is just shot or stabbed.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now I just need number 3.
You just need number 3. So you really have 2 left. You have Saw 6 or Spiral.
Okay, give me Saw 6.
That is correct. Saw 6 had 13 deaths, with 5 of them being from a trap. So, almost always it's like half are due to a trap. Others times it's from, someone getting shot, stabbed. It's like someone got hit by a fucking car in the 3D one. Just out of nowhere. Yeah. Some dude named Jake run over by car. And I think I remember that because you got smacked by the car, and then of course it jumps out at you with the 3D glasses.
Pancaked by runaway dump truck.
Yeah. But they got all the details here. There's a Saw fandom wiki that I'm just kind of looking at here. Ty, I think I'm going to try to burn through all of the Saws before I see X.
That would be fun. Are they streaming anywhere in particular?
Nowhere you can pay for.
Okay, that'll do it.
Well, actually, I think technically, who owns it's Lionsgate. Someone owns Lionsgate.
Yeah, I feel like it might be on HBO Max.
That would make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Let's find out real quick. Lionsgate is owned by.
It's looking like some are on HBO Max, or just Max, I should say.
Some of them, okay. Lionsgate Entertainment Corporation, Mass Media. Are they their own thing? Predecessors. They might be their own thing.
Huh.
Acquisition target. They
okay, wait, there's a bunch on Prime too as well. I think Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Jigsaw are all
included with Prime, or
yeah, I think so. I think they're included in Prime with no charge. So that's cool. I think I'm just gonna watch the first one because technically they say this is really Saw 2 in their eyes.
Yeah, it's between 1 and 2.
Okay.
So
sweet.
Hell yeah.
It's been a while since I watched the first one anyway.
First one is way less gory than people like to think. Because, like you said, when the first one came out, everyone's like, holy shit, this is disgusting and disturbing.
Yeah.
And then you compare it to like literally any of the other ones, and it's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, cool. That was Games with Billy for Billy.
Saw Edition.
Saw Edition, yeah. Who knows when we'll get to do that again. Speaking of which, they used to come out every year. So let me just kind of read that. So the original Saw came out October 29th, 2004. Saw 2 was 2005. Saw 3, 2006. Saw 4, 2007. Saw 5, 2008. 6, 2009. 3D, 2010. And then we had to wait 7 years for Jigsaw.
That's kind of crazy.
4 years until Spiral after Jigsaw, and then another 2 before Saw 10.
So I wonder if like interest just went down with it or what?
I don't know. That's a good question. But hopefully there's no Spiral 2. I don't think they can make one, but
yeah, I don't think so.
Stick to the main crew. All right, Ty, we got a lot of movies to burn through here that are upcoming this week, or they're not even really upcoming anymore. They're out. So you can see them if you want. Let's quickly go through them. Reptile is a film here. Tom Nichols is a hardened New England detective, unflinching in his pursuit of a case where nothing is as it seems, and it begins to dismantle the illusions in his own life. Yeah, kind of like a noir detective type film. Fun part here, it has Justin Timberlake in it, who has he done many serious roles? I don't know.
I'm not sure either, actually. That's a good question.
I know he's done like, the Friends with Benefit with Mila Kunis. And obviously this is all a ruse. This is really just to get everyone hyped for the NSYNC tour.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
That's really what matters. Oh, he was in Trolls, so no, he has not done some real acting here. His biggest role is probably as Sean Parker in The Social Network.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Napster guy.
Napster. Shout out to it.
Also starring Eric Bogosian. I probably horribly said that, but from Uncut Gems, Billions, and Succession.
Okay.
Director Grant Singer, who has literally only directed music videos. A lot of the Weeknd music videos. And then he did Zayn and Taylor Swift one, I Don't Want to Live Forever. So that's probably why he got JT. He's like, man, I need the original boy band music video guy. Let's get him in here.
Every time I see... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought maybe they would have worked together in the past.
You'd think.
They have not.
That's crazy. I don't know why they're just giving these music video guys their own movies, but this one seems good enough. Every time I see Benicio del Toro in a movie, though, I assume it's going to be like Sicario. He's just Sicario from now on.
It's the only thing he's known as.
He's great, though. Do love him.
All right, next film here is called Nowhere. This one randomly showed up as well. It is a Spanish film. And Spain has been popping out some decent shit. They had that movie, The Platform.
Yeah.
Which is just super weird. And I like that. Give us some weird movies that, it's apparently coming to other countries to take those risks because Hollywood really isn't doing it. The story here, a young pregnant woman named Mia escapes from a country at war by hiding in a maritime container aboard a cargo ship. After a violent storm, Mia gives birth to the child while lost at sea, where she must fight to survive. So she's essentially stuck in like a shipping container in the middle of the ocean.
Dude, I mean, that's just nightmare fuel.
It's wild.
That is crazy.
So you can watch that one on Netflix.
Same with Reptile, too. A bunch of Netflix bangers this week.
It's almost like this whole section is going to be dedicated to Netflix outside of Saw.
It really is, yeah. Which is good for us and good for the people.
Real easy to watch here. The director also directed an episode of Money Heist, another Spanish show.
Okay.
Also on Netflix. The next one here, and the one I've probably been seeing the most promotion for, the most advertising for, is Flora and Son. And it is likely because I haven't used an Apple TV where this movie comes from.
Okay.
So that's probably why I see it the most. But it follows Flora, a single mother who is at war with her son, Max. Trying to find a hobby for Max, she rescues a guitar from a dumpster and finds that one person's trash can be a family salvation. I don't have a clue what this movie's about. That's what I'm reading here. I have watched the trailer. I've seen it on my TV. I don't know. It kind of seems just like a story that's just going to follow this mother and son, obviously, and maybe there's not going to be a real plot other than they're mad at each other and fight. It feels like one of those.
Music, yeah. It's gonna be like, oh, he learns to love playing guitar.
Yes.
He grows up to be Eric Clapton.
Yeah, that's what it is. Changes his name. However, few people you may recognize in here. The biggest, probably Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't know why he's in here. He's barely in the trailer, but he is in this. Eve Hewson plays Flora. She's from. Have you seen Bad Sisters?
No.
Bad Sisters is actually probably worth a watch. That is, I think that it's either a Prime or an Apple TV show, but Bad Sisters, I believe it is a true story about these sisters who kill they plot to kill the one's husband because he's abusive.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty solid. It is Apple TV.
Okay, so she just must be an Apple TV gal.
Must be. They're going to stick with their folks. They probably have her on their contract or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty sure it's a true story. It was pretty good.
That's awesome.
She's also in the newer Robin Hood, which apparently sucks, and Bridge of Spies with Tom Hanks. Also
another stinker, probably.
Big smelly. Yeah, Jack Rayner in here as well from Midsummer, all burned up bear man.
Oh yeah.
And then John Carney is the director. Apparently, a lot of the things he's directed have super high ratings. Sing Street has a 7.8. Once has a 7.9. And then Begin Again, I don't know why it's not showing a rating here, but they are all have themes of music. So this dude just likes music, thinks it can heal the world. Begin Again was with Keira Knightley.
Oh, okay.
7.4 out of 10. Came out 2013. Okay. Wow. Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, Adam Levine for some reason, Haley Steinfeld. Oh, God. James Corden.
Ugh.
Catherine Keener, who is Trish from the 40-year-old version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that... But they all have solid ratings, so maybe give that one a chance.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
All right. The most confusing thing Ty and I had to figure out here before we started the show is just what the hell Wes Anderson is doing on Netflix right now. So he seemed to have randomly dropped a Chronicle series onto Netflix. It is called The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. And it seems to be a bunch of different parts. We had to literally pull up Netflix to figure out what was going on here. We thought they were all separate things. They are technically separate, but you watch them in the same place. It's just a collection. You almost think of it as a anthology type series.
Yeah, 4 short stories pretty much.
Exactly. So chronicles a variety of stories, but the main one follows Henry Sugar, who is able to see through objects and predict the future with the help of a book he stole. Played by Benedict Cumberbatch. You also get Ben Kingsley in here, who we just saw a film with him that we really liked in Jules. So bring him back here. Ralph Fiennes?
Yep.
I'm just going to call him Voldemort because that's who he is to me.
Yep, always just Voldemort.
But he's also a Wes Anderson guy. He was in Grand Budapest Hotel as Gustav.
Okay. That's still one that I haven't seen, but it's really been on the top of my list for a while now.
It has a super high rating, but...
it's just Wes Anderson as hell.
Exactly. When you think Wes Anderson, it is this.
Nice.
But visually, it's really cool.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to stand the style of it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Wes Anderson,
yeah.
I'm excited to watch this one because it's nice and short, but I've retroactively bumped up Asteroid City just from seeing other things in between now and then. And I'm ready to watch it again. I really want to watch it again. So it's streaming on, I think, Max?
That sounds right.
So I've retroactively bumped it back up. I was kind of low on it in the beginning, but it was pretty good. I did like it, but
yeah, it's just a style.
An alien movie. Yeah.
And then a weird ass claymation alien. It's creepy. A few other folks in here: Dev Patel, Slumdog Millionaire, and Lion, and Chappie. Have you seen Chappie?
I've never seen Chappie.
That's a weird one. Super real.
Yeah,
weird
I thought it was going to be a weird one.
It's not bad. It's just like one of those films where there's like a greater theme to it. Where, this guy, I actually think it's Dev Patel's character. He creates a robot. The robot, smart, starts thinking for itself, stuff like that. I don't remember what exactly happened, but he ends up being raised by some meth heads, essentially. And so Chappie starts acting like a meth head because that's who he's raised by. So it's that whole overarching story. It's like, you are who you're raised by. And it's like, does God actually care about you? It really gets heavy with the themes. But it is a wild ride.
Okay.
And then Richard Ayoade, I probably said that horribly as well, but he's from the IT crowd. He's just dude with the big hair and glasses. I could never get into that show.
I never watched it either.
It's another show that's like so highly rated, and then like I didn't expect it to be like a laugh track type show.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's weird whenever you're expecting something like that and then you go and it's just something completely different.
I was expecting like British Silicon Valley.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was not. All right, three more. We can do it. Three more here.
We got this, baby.
The Creator. Against the backdrop of war between humans and robots with artificial intelligence, a former soldier finds a secret weapon, a robot in the form of a young child. So this is John David Washington, from Tenet and Ballers is probably where I first saw him. Also has Allison Janney. I recognize her face, but she's in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. Allison Janney. Man, why is it not showing her? She's in The Help, Juno, Hairspray, The Hours. She was just in something recently that I saw. Bombshell.
Oh, okay.
And then, she was in Bad Education with Hugh Jackman.
Hugh.
F is for Family. She's the mother in I, Tonya with Margot. She's in a lot. She's in quite a lot. She's Peach in Finding Dory. Man, she's in a lot of animated stuff. She's in Family Guy. So you see her face, you know exactly who she is.
Yeah.
And 57 seconds, next movie here. When a tech blogger lands an interview with a tech guru and stops an attack on him, he finds a mysterious ring that takes him back 57 seconds into the past. That's just cool. But
such a bizarre. Why'd they settle on 57 seconds? I wonder.
Yeah, can you really do enough in that time? I mean, surely, because you have a show made about it. But here we are. But Morgan Freeman is in this, which shocked the hell out of me.
Wow.
So he is in this, and Josh Hutcherson, old pita bread, coming in
pita
here.
bread and an old Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah, that's true. He must need money. I would have thought the Hunger Games money would have done him pretty well.
Yeah, I know. This poster for this movie just looks like ass.
He's in that other show. Oh shit. Amazon show. What the hell is it called? Future Man. And this kind of sounds like that.
Right.
He's going into the past.
Yeah, what the hell?
And it's probably not funny. Is it funny?
No, it seems like they're going to take themselves way too seriously and just not be great. I don't know how movies like this get made. Like, they're not trying to do like good work here on this. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah,
they're not going for an Oscar.
How'd you pull in Morgan Freeman? Like that,
right.
That part shocks me.
They were just. Somebody's got to know him that is on the production or director. That he just must have owed him a favor. Or he likes him good enough to be like, yeah, I'll do your movie.
So the director is actually from Pittsburgh.
Really?
And he has directed 25 episodes of The Chappelle Show.
That's cool.
So maybe he just pulled some strings?
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? Bring him in. And again, that's a comedy guy coming here. I thought, do something funny. But guess not. Next one here, The Kill Room. We slightly talked about this on the last episode, but it has a handful of people in it. Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman. So right there, it sounds like a Quentin Tarantino film.
It does.
And then you get Joe Manganiello. I'm really getting tongue-tied on that one. That's probably where that line ends here. But a hitman, his boss, an art dealer, and a money laundering scheme that accidentally turns the assassin into an overnight. The hell does that mean? Avant-garde sensation. I don't know what that means.
I can never remember what that is. It's like some like weird artsy shit.
It sounds super artsy. One that forces her to play the art world against the underworld. Oh, that just doesn't sound great. Let me look up what the hell that means. No, not avant-garde, master fabrics.
In the arts and literature, the term avant-garde identifies a genre of art, an experimental work of art, and the experimental artist who created the work of art.
So shitty art.
So yeah, really like, yeah, ugh.
Okay, well, that's what this is. Trailer doesn't look great. It feels like they half put some jokes into it, but overall, it's meant to just be a thriller. But Samuel L. Jackson, he's always going to try to be funny by yelling and cussing,
saying the F word. I wonder how many he drops in this movie.
Yeah,
over under 1.5.
That's a good line. I always take the over. But Ty, that finally ends my rant here. I'm going to take a break, drink some water while you do the news.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Not a ton of stuff this week, but some. So the Globes added 2 new categories. So for the 2024 awards, there's going to be Best Blockbuster and Best Performance in Stand-Up Comedy. I think those are 2 good additions to the show, because I don't think many people are watching the Golden Globes anyway, but those are 2 good enough categories that you seem like, oh, okay, that'll make you want to watch that movie, or that'll make you want to watch that stand-up. So that's cool.
I like the stand-up comedy one. What's the difference between best blockbuster and best film?
So let's look into it. So 8 films will be eligible for Best Blockbuster Award, regardless of whether they premiered in theaters or streaming platforms. Okay. And the Golden Globes deems movies eligible for a nomination in the blockbuster category if they grossed at least $150 million during release, $100 million of which should have came from the domestic box office.
Okay.
So for films that premiere on Netflix, Hulu, and other streaming services, data gathered from recognized industry sources will be considered when determining their eligibility.
This sounds a lot like how a platinum record is now determined, what we talked about earlier.
It's pretty much like we talked about last week, yeah. So examples for this year would probably be like Barbie and Super Mario Brothers and like Guardians of the Galaxy and Oppenheimer and all that stuff. Because I don't know if Barbie's gonna be nominated for like Best Picture or whatever, but it'll probably be nominated for Best Blockbuster.
Yeah.
But as far as stand-up goes, it'll recognize the work of comics in the traditional stand-up format, and the award team will consider comedy specials that have aired on cable or streaming, which I don't know what the hell they mean by cable anymore. Nobody's dropping specials on cable, but only 6 comedians will be nominated in the category. Stand-up comedy programs must be released on a recognized media platform. An individual social media account will not be considered. So I wonder if they're not going to consider YouTube specials for consideration then, because a lot of comics are just dropping them straight on YouTube these days.
You mean Brendan Schwab won't be nominated?
Oh, man. The Gringo Poppy himself, dude.
Yeah, man, he needs one.
That just sounds like this is going to be the Shane Gillis Award. He's killing it.
Yeah. Have you seen his new one?
So funny, dude.
It's so good.
I saw him do that like live a couple years ago. Whenever he was still doing that, I saw him do it at the Improv. He's just the man. He's my favorite right now. Him and Mark Norman are my 2 favorites right now.
Nice.
Next little bit here, we're getting a Netflix Devil May Cry anime. Are you familiar with the Devil May Cry games at all?
I am, yes.
They were always solid games, real fun back in the day. So in this animated adaptation of the popular Capcom game, sinister forces are at play to open the portal between the human and demon realms. The official description reads, in the middle of all of this is Dante, an orphaned demon hunter for hire, unaware that the fate of both worlds hangs around his neck. So it's going to get an 8-episode run for its first season. No release date announced yet, but a teaser was released. And the first Devil May Cry game came out in PS2 2001. Bunch of sequels. The last one that came out, 2019's Devil May Cry 5. Sick. So just sick. Hell yeah. I might actually watch that one because the games are so sweet. Yeah. Netflix is also adapting another popular video game from PS2 days and some from not too long ago, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. The show's going to follow Lara Croft's life after the events of the most recent game trilogy. So all the newest games that have come out for Xbox, PS5, all that. It's coming sometime in 2024, and one of my new favorites, Haley Atwell, is voicing Lara Croft. So that's cool. Next here, I don't know what we're going to think about this one, but Tom Brady biopic titled The Patriot Way is in development.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be a limited series, and it's going to be written by the Oscar-nominated screenwriting duo that wrote The Fighter. It's going to be an adaptation of the 2018 book 12, The Inside Story of Tom Brady's Fight for Redemption. Give me a fucking break. The upcoming series chronicles Brady's improbable rise from 6th-round NFL pick to his half-dozen Super Bowl wins with the Patriots, the Aaron Hernandez, Spygate, and Deflategate scandals, and Brady's battle of wills with head coach Bill Belichick. It just sounds like a Tom Brady suckfest.
Yeah,
everybody's sucking him off in this movie. Jeez, oh man,
jerk off session.
Actually, yeah, not a movie. It's going to be a limited series, so who knows how that's going to go. They're probably gonna try to last dance it, but yeah, as Steeler fans, we don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, keep Tom Brady in. Well, what, he's in Vegas now, I guess.
Yeah. So next year, just a couple little rumors. Christopher Nolan's in talks to direct and write at least 2 James Bond films. Such a random number. Why I don't know why it wouldn't just be 3, make it an even trilogy. But apparently they would be true adaptations set in the time period they were written. And just a rumor for now, but big news if true, because I think Nolan would be great for this. It's right up his alley. I wonder if he'd use his go-to guys, or if he'd bring in some new faces to be good old 007.
Yeah, could
Christian Bale do it?
Or Cillian, yeah. They're both, well, I think they're Irish.
Yeah.
Where's Christian Bale from? He's English.
Is he from Wales or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Something like that.
Because I always Yorkshire.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not Yorkshire. Pembrokeshire, Wales, UK. Yeah, so he's from Wales.
God damn it, I'm good.
They got words over there.
Did you got words? So yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully that comes to be, and those will be his next movies after good old Oppie. And then the last little bit right here is that Marvel's holding meetings soon to hear their writers make their pitch for the X-Men movie. And so that's pretty much the only exciting Marvel news in a while. The X-Men movie is happening, and they're looking for the writer for it. Okay. Apparently the Marvels, which is coming out soon-ish, or I can't remember how soon, but apparently it's the shortest Marvel movie, so that probably speaks volumes right there.
Might make it better.
It may be, actually. That's it, though. That's all we got for news. Not too much.
Okay.
You want me to dive right into Dumb Money?
Yeah. That's up to you. That still gives me a break. I'm still winded here.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to convince you guys to see or not see Dumb Money. So it's a quick turnaround for a movie that came out, for a movie to come out about something that happened less than 3 years ago during the pandemic, nonetheless. But I remember seeing all this going on Reddit, everything this movie's about, but I never ended up investing into GameStop, and now I just wish that I had. So here's a quick synopsis of the movie. Dumb Money is the ultimate David vs. Goliath tale, based on the insane true story of everyday people who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich by turning GameStop, the video game store, into the world's hottest company. So this one, quite a star-studded cast here. It's starring Paul Dano, Pete Davidson, Vincent D'Onofrio, America Ferrera, Nick Offerman, Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, and Anthony Ramos. And you can tell that this must have been filmed whenever Sebastian Stan was still doing Pam and Tommy, because he's got the exact same hair. And I guess the guy that he was playing must have had that hair too, but it's funny because all I could think about was him playing good old Tommy Lee. But it's currently a 7.1 on IMDb, which isn't too bad. It's pretty high. 84% certified fresh critic score and 86% audience score, so not bad all around. So from the get-go, the trailer had me thinking this movie looked good. Paul Dano is just a man. I don't think he's ever had a bad role. I might have to look further into that, but I don't think he's ever had a bad role.
That's fair.
It's good to see him just as like a normal guy, though, instead of just being a weirdo. I mean, I guess he was a pretty normal guy in The Fabelmans, but like now you see Paul Dano and you're just like, that's the Riddler. He's just a weirdo. He just has that such a distinguishable face.
Yeah.
Anytime you see him, you're just like, yep, there he is, Paul Dano. I think he's sneakily one of my favorite actors, though. Like I was just saying, I don't think he's had anything bad.
As you keep talking about him, I'm realizing that he might be the Jesse Plemons that I like.
Yeah.
That might be it. Because he's same face. You look at him and you're like, yep, that's Paul Dano.
You just always know who it is.
Always knows exactly who it is, except I can stand him.
I think he's a better actor than Plem Dog, though, but
yes.
Very much so. He's got to be nominated for Academy Awards, has he not, Paul Dano?
He has been, let's see here, for an Academy Award? No.
Really?
He's been nominated. His biggest one is a Primetime Emmy for The Batman for Best Supporting Actor.
Wow.
Let's see here. He was Primetime Emmy Award also nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series or Movie, Escape at Dannemora.
Huh.
But no.
That's a shame.
No Academy Awards for old Paul yet.
He's a good actor, man. It's so funny though. If you just Google him and like look at all the pictures of his face, he just got like the most like plain face. He's just like, just kind of like, yeah, not even smiling very much. Just kind of, I'm Paul Dano.
The first film that I saw him in was Little Miss Sunshine.
Yep.
And that, for a while, that was one of my favorite movies. That is a fantastic film.
I don't know if I've ever even seen that one, but I just know that it's like great.
Give it a go. It's on Hulu.
I'll definitely check that out. I'll get back into it though. So from the trailers, you think Pete Davidson is going to be annoying in typical Pete Davidson fashion, but he was actually really funny in this. He didn't overdo it. He plays the brother of the main character, who's pretty much just like a piece of shit loser. There's such a funny scene of him. He's delivering Uber Eats food, and he's walking up to deliver the food. He takes a huge sip out of someone's drink, puts it down on their front porch, and just picks up their basketball in their driveway and just shoots a shot, completely misses. This movie though, a lot of Reddit neckbeard talk and memes and stuff, and it's really funny. I actually laughed out loud a few times. They say a lot of words that are politically incorrect.
Hell yeah.
So that was fun. It pretty much does play out like a documentary though. I know it's like a kind of like a biography about the main guy here. Keith Gill is his name. Roaring Kitty. Deep fucking value, as they call him. But it does pretty much kind of play out like a documentary because for me, I knew about the GameStop stock and everything, but not as much as the movie goes into. So that was kind of cool how they go into it. And it never gets boring either for being a movie just about a stock and like kind of just a random stay-at-home like normal guy. Never gets boring. All in all, I really like this one. I'm gonna end up at an 8 on it. Higher than Haunting in Venice, but a tad bit lower than Bottoms for context. It's only an hour and 45 minutes. It's quite funny. Everybody does a really good job portraying their characters, and it never gets boring. So that's a rare combo of like a fun and informative movie. So I would definitely recommend this one.
Awesome.
Yeah, just a good like movie.
I've known about the story. I followed along pretty well with when it was all happening on Reddit with the Wall Street Bet subreddit and everyone just going absolutely crazy about shit.
I remember seeing all that stuff on there, and I just never really invested in stocks or anything like that, so I didn't even take the time to do it. But
it was a trip.
I really wish I did.
Yeah, I did. I obviously did not become a millionaire, sadly. I don't even think I broke $1,000, but it was one of those things. It's like, yeah, I want to be involved too, and you throw $20 just doing exactly what this dude did, and like it worked. And then you have to get out. Obviously the movie probably goes into that.
They do, yeah. There's a point where, I mean, it's not really spoiling anything. Everybody, this is just public knowledge. But at one point, it dropped so low again. He lost $40 million, I think, and he still didn't sell it. He still didn't sell it, and everybody else was dumping theirs off.
I remember that. I think I remember the drop and him, making his videos or whatever, saying like, "I ain't selling."
Didn't sell, and it was just awesome. He ended up making so much fucking money. Yeah. And then his last post was just however much money he made. He's just completely disappeared from the public eye now. So good for him.
Yeah, that's the way to fucking do it. Just get out of there.
Just fucking like a gangster, dude.
It's awesome. Like, they've tried to do this with other stocks as well. I think it was like Bed Bath and Beyond was the one they tried to do, and it's just like
I know they did
none of
AMC
them
for a
work.
little bit there too.
Yeah, it has to be super cheap.
Yeah, and then the movie did say now that Wall Street's pretty much on the lookout for anything like this to ever happen again. They're not going to ever let that shit happen to themselves again. So it was a good run while it lasted, but
I believe them.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good
one. Wilson Fisk in there as well.
Yeah, good old Vincent D'Onofrio. There's such a good quote in this movie. At the one point, Pete Davidson tells him to run through lightning with his dick out.
Nice.
So yeah, that was funny.
That's good.
It's a good one. It's definitely worth a watch. It's a very inoffensive movie. You won't regret watching it. It's worth your time.
Cool. I'm super glad to hear that. Currently sitting at a 7.1 rating on IMDb, 66 on Metacritic. It feels like have you seen The Big Short?
I haven't, but I know that it's kind of like that. Apparently The Big Short's great.
Big Short is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. So I've heard it's not as good as that, obviously, but I heard it holds up.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, this is what it reminded me of, but more comedic.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Seth Rogen's hilarious. He plays a hedge fund manager, Gabe Pollock, so it's funny because at the end they do splice in clips of the real people, and nice. They're just all like dumbasses, kind of rich assholes.
Good for Seth. He's 2 of 2 this year with this and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
and Mario.
That's fair.
He's having a big year.
He produced Gen V and Invincible. I didn't know that.
He's killing it with those adaptations, dude. I'm definitely going to watch the first episode of Gen V after we're done here. Cannot wait. I think there's the first 2 or 3 came out, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Very excited for that one.
I'll have to hop into that. Let me know what you think, and then I will.
Yeah. Did you watch all of The Boys?
Yes, I'm caught up on The Boys.
Nice. Yes. We should be getting Invincible season 2 soon.
They have it. The pre-episode. I don't know what to call it. It's just like an Adam.
Oh yeah, isn't it about
Adam
like the girl?
special.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so.
So that's out. That's like an hour long.
I still didn't watch that one. I might have to before the new season starts.
Yeah, I have not either. But all right, Ty, I guess. Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
I did get Mortal Kombat 1 though. I haven't played too much of it, but I do know that like Omni-Man's going to be a downloadable character for that, so that's fucking cool.
Do you know Megan Fox is in that game?
I think we did talk about that.
Yeah, she plays.
Does she voice the one character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we are. And she's like the only I don't want to say famous. I'm sure everyone else in there is a fantastic, well-known voice actor, but outside of the voice actor realm, she's like the biggest person.
Yeah, I know J.K. Simmons is going to voice Omni-Man, so that's fucking cool.
That's sick. He just throws his voice everywhere. He's great.
He's the best. I love J.K. Simmons.
He's a good dude. Well, Ty.
Okay, I guess it's time. Let's hear about it. It's time.
You had to make me talk about it. So
we've been talking about it for, it seems like a long time now.
Long time coming. It's pretty much what you expect. So I did see Slotherhouse.
You saw it before?
I did. I didn't think I was going to, but I was very bored. I was home alone. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. And I put it on.
Like that's the best way to watch it.
It's the only way to watch it. You don't want people knowing you watch this. But it is only an hour and a half, but I think I texted you when I was like 30 minutes into it. I'm like, I don't think I can make it.
Yep. Marvel Snap time.
So if you're not sure, it's a weird one. You probably shouldn't see it. But if you are going to see it, it's not the worst thing.
Okay.
You just have to watch it in the right setting. You should probably be some sort of intoxicated. That's the way to watch it. So
it's actually a really good idea.
The problem with the film is a couple things. One, fucking nothing happens until like 30 to 40 minutes in.
Oh.
Like it starts off, these two sorority girls walking around and they're like, "Oh, I'm not famous as our sorority leader," or some shit. I don't know what the hell they're bitching about. But it does that thing where like when you meet a new person, it pops up like a little digital thing of their profile and shows you their followers.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many followers that's like a big thing. Like, oh, we got to get followers. It's
okay.
really annoying like that. And it feels like someone old wrote the script for like how he thinks children, I shouldn't say children, young adults talk nowadays. And it's like very uh easy to spot that he has no idea what he's talking about. No one talks this way. But that happens quite a bit. So how this girl acquires a fucking sloth is the dumbest goddamn shit. It does not make any sense. She meets a random dude as she like rescued a dog that was running away in the middle of a mall. And the guy's like, "Oh, it looks like you need a pet." And then she's like, "No, that sorority doesn't allow pets." He's like, "Oh, well, give me a call if you change your mind. I'm an exotic animal dealer or some shit." I'm like, "What?" Just randomly meet this. So obviously she goes and gets a sloth. And the sloth looks fucking horrible. It looks so bad.
It looks like a puppet. Kinda.
It is a puppet. I don't know if it's animatronic or what, but it looks like that the whole way through, and it looks really bad. And so through that first 30, 40 minutes, a lot of nothing happens. And I'm worried that this movie is like serious, like taking itself seriously. And that's a problem if it is, because it's not good. However, the last like third of the movie, it just gets out of control. The sloth is driving a car.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I'm like, okay, it's funny. It is really funny what the hell it's doing.
That's hilarious.
So it is, you have to go in with the right mindset.
Yeah, you gotta expect it to be just over the top ridiculous that it's hilarious and bad.
Exactly.
Or so bad that it's good, or just bad.
Exactly. In the first 30 to 40 minutes, I'm like, this isn't even like so bad it's funny. It was just bad. So like if you skip like 40 minutes into it, you do not miss a thing.
Yeah.
Like quite honestly, it's like just watch the final 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes and laugh because it's just stupid.
I got it. That sounds so funny. Sloth driving the car.
It drives a goddamn car and a policewoman tries to pull him over.
License and registration, sloth.
Dumb as shit. But
only PG-13. I did not realize that.
So that is point number 2 for why it's stupid. The PG-13 really hurts this movie.
I can tell, yeah. You gotta go full R if you're going into it like that.
There's blood just kind of thrown. I don't know if any death is shown.
That's just probably cheap budgeting too,
like,
though.
What happened, so like Sloth is like, I'm gonna murder this girl, and instead of it just like killing her, cutting her up and shit, it instead has like a pointed up camera angle to the sloth, like holding its hand up with its 3 toes, and then it just like swipes down. Then it's like blood. You see the sloth's toes again, swipes down, blood. You know, it doesn't show shit. So like as a horror movie, it's awful.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is so stupid. I did laugh quite a bit.
Yeah.
Towards the end of how dumb it was. I don't care about giving spoilers to this movie.
Yeah, fuck it.
There is a part that I lost my shit because it was completely out of nowhere. The main girl is talking to her best friend. They're like fighting because the girl wants to return the sloth because you shouldn't have a sloth. Like it's morally wrong to own it or something. And then she gets hit by a fucking car out of nowhere. No lead up. She's just talking about taking the sloth away, and then she gets drilled by a car.
Dead?
No. She just gets hit by a car and goes to the hospital.
That's hilarious.
The sloth goes to finish her off. That's where the sloth was driving to when it took a car.
So funny, dude.
So it's very stupid. So
is it like the sloth's possessed by like a demon or something like that,
No.
or is it just a smart sloth that can drive cars?
No, it's just a sloth. It's just pissed off at the world because it got stolen from the wilderness.
Oh my god, that's
which
hilarious.
Is briefly explained in the first 5-10 minutes. Like dude just takes a sloth. It's like, okay,
that just rules. That rules so hard.
Yeah. So this movie, I gave it a 2.
2, hell yeah.
It and honestly, because of the comedy part of it, I thought about bumping it to a 3. I just can't do it. It is not the worst thing you'll watch. You just got to go in with the right mindset and skip the first 40 minutes.
Okay. I still got to watch this.
It's just stupid.
It sounds ridiculous. There's no way I can't watch this. I'm glad you did. It's awesome.
That's why I had a hard time. Like, I don't want to tell you to go see this movie, but you might want to see it.
Yeah.
It's silly. And I'm glad like they just gave up trying to be a serious movie, because that's when it shined.
That just is so funny. Sloth driving a car is like one of the funniest things I've ever heard, I think.
It was a good driver too. It's not even like the Sloth was like a bad driver, other than he was speeding. And that's why he was about to get pulled over. But in the lines, no problem. Driving to the hospital.
I love that. That's great.
But yeah, no, I cracked up a good bit at a lot of the scenes. The whole like girl drama sorority shit is stupid.
Yeah.
So you can skip over just about all of those scenes.
That's hilarious. If that doesn't convince you to watch it, I think everybody needs to be convinced to watch it. If you're a fan of the podcast, you got to watch this.
You know what's weird? Last week we talked about No One Will Save You and how pissed we were at this movie.
Yeah.
I'm less pissed at Slotherhouse than I am for that.
Good. That's how it should be.
Yeah. So, because there was no expectations.
Right. Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's a movie about a fucking killer sloth.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So that's where we're at, Ty.
It's good they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They didn't take themselves too seriously from the sounds of it.
Exactly.
What more can you ask for a movie from a killer sloth? I think a 2 out of 10 is about the ceiling.
Yeah. Hey, it was better than Blood and Honey.
Floor 0, Blood and Honey, ceiling a 2. And it hit the ceiling. So good for it.
It did. Good for it. Absolutely. Ty, that is about it here. We have a lot of films to watch.
I think that's going to be it until Saw 10 Day comes along. But I'm going to see The Creator tomorrow, so I'll have that for the next episode as well.
All right. Sounds good. Ty, I don't know how much I will have. Definitely going to watch the Wes Anderson stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, Wes Anderson, too.
So let's hit that next time.
We'll get her done.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you.